for sophomore playing outside the 48. Head coach is Steve Shelton. The assistant coaches are Marcio and Ruse and Bill Terry. And now, tonight's starting lineup, the Baruch College Bearcats. And Clark, a sixth graduate student from New York City, number 11, Saeed Osorio. And on the 5'11" sophomore from Staten Island, number 13, Gerard Nicholson. And on the 6'2" junior from Jamaica, New York, number 15, Jamel Fair. And on the 6'6" graduate student from Smithtown, New York, number 20, Michael Gannon. And forward, a 6'5" junior from Astoria, New York, number 21, Emil Garrison. Bearcats head coach in his 10th year is John Lacey. Assistant coaches are Robert Lacey, Matt Show, and Patrick Mooney. Now let's play ball.
And welcome back inside the Arc Arena on the campus of Baruch College. It's our second game of our doubleheader between the Lehman College Lightning and your Baruch College Bearcats. Once again, alongside Joe Stolzer, I'm David Just. What a game we are about to have. It is a battle for first place in the penultimate game of the season. First place on the line, only 2 games left, Joe.
Yeah, by the way, this is Coach John Alisi, 10th year, going for win number 165 in a great career here at Baruch. Well, David, Friday night, a little warm outside, but tonight is the battle, a heavyweight fight. Lehman beat Baruch earlier in the season, and Baruch looks to avenge that tonight. They're at full strength. They have Muhammad Guy back. They have Gannon. And it's going to be a heavyweight fight tonight, David.
And to your point, Joe, getting a lot of extra help in the front court. Gannon came back last game. Guy back tonight. It's Lehman who start things off. Kai Paris has it up top over to Fernandez. Now to the Gethers, Isaiah Gethers, their leading scorer. Outside to Fernandez, inside to Gethers on the post, trying to shoot over Fair. Shot a little too strong, no good, and Baruch clear on the rebound. Jamel Fair brings it into the front court.
Gethers had a tough game against Baruch at Lehman earlier in the year.
Nice pick there by Purisic. Get Fair into the lane. Cross-court pass knocked away by Fernandez. Purisic trying to chase him down. Fernandez lays it in, and that's the first basket of the night.
Well, Baruch has to take care of the ball, number one. Number two, let's move the ball. Let's have a lot of movement and good shot selection.
So now Nicholson up top to Purisic. Over to Fair on the near side. Takes the pick left. Fair into the lane. Curls back. Has Saeed Osorio. Osorio jab step. Gives it inside to Purisic on the box. Excuse me, on the block. As he gets that ball knocked away from him, Fernandez comes away with it. Feldman up ahead to Paris. Paris step back shot. A little too strong. No good. Purisic pulls down the rebound, and Nicholson can walk it up for the Bearcats.
Fair needs to be really active tonight, both inside and outside.
Both teams 10-2 in the CUNYAC. And now it's Osorio up top, takes the pick right from Gannon. Osorio right into the lane, outside handoff to Purisic, over to Fair, far side three. He'll pull, shot no good. Nice rebound there from Purisic out to Gannon, who gives it off to the stepping in Nicholson. Shot no good, and Gethers comes away with the rebound.
Well, those were good looks by Baruch, and that's what they're going to have to do, take advantage of perimeter openings.
So Feldman has it, takes the pick from Paris, goes right, up top to Kamara. Kamara straight on three, high arcing shot, too strong off off back rim, and it'll be Nicholson who comes away with it for the Bearcats. Osorio.
Baruch doing a good job, one and done for Lehman.
Osorio going to step into a three. Shot off right rim, no good. Baruch still looking for their first basket, a little bit more than 2 minutes gone here in the first. Gethers, nice crossover move, but he loses it afterwards. Purisic comes away with it from the pack. Handoff to Osorio, now to Fair on the near side, back outside to Osorio. Osorio had to look for a second. Feldman closed it down, Osorio into the lane. High shot, no good. Feldman, ball still loose. It's Kamara who comes away with it finally for Lehman, and Feldman can push into the front court.
Osorio just has to continue on into the basket and finish.
Gethers, step back shot, nice close out there by Fair. That's 0 for 2 for Gethers, but Fair playing some solid defense on him.
Well,
Gethers, excuse me, Joe, sorry, averaging close to 22 a game for Lehman.
Fair, the veteran.
Outside Osorio, straight on three. He knocks it down, and Baruch are on the board.
Osorio, quiet assassin for Baruch.
So it's Fernandez on the far side. His entry pass stolen by Osorio. He's having a strong game here in the first few minutes. Now Purisic into the front court over far side Fair. Fair's going to shoot the three, and he knocks it down. And it's probably going to be, yep, it is going to be a timeout for Coach Schulman. Back-to-back threes on 2 straight possessions for the Bearcats. So Joe and I will step aside. You're watching Baruch Basketball on YouTube channel, Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting. Six, 16:34 remaining here in the first. Baruch knocking down back-to-back threes from Osorio and Fair to get themselves on the board and give them a 4-point lead here early in the first half.
Both Osorio and Fair are just such complete players for Baruch, just doing on both ends of the floor. When they're going, they carry the team on their shoulders.
And Fernandez answers just like that with a three from the far side wing. Nice draw up there by Coach Schulman coming out of that timeout.
Well, Baruch has got to take away the 3 ball from Lehman.
So now Gannon has it up top. He'll pull a three. High arcing shot off front rim. No good. Rebounded there by Paris. And it's going to be Feldman into the front court.
Gannon can make that shot.
Ooh, nice play there. A floater in the lane. And Feldman gets his first bucket of the night.
Feldman has a history of making big shots against Baruch.
Now Nicholson over to Purisic, up top to Osorio. Trying to get it inside to Gannon, force that one through. Lehman trying to save it. Paris does right in front of his own bench. And it'll be Feldman to come the other way with it. Right into the lane is Feldman. Goes with the right hand, scoop layup, and like that, Coach Alisi wants to talk things over. A 7-0 run from Lehman. We'll be right back with more college basketball. You're watching Baruch Basketball on YouTube channel, Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting. So both teams break the huddle. It's going to be a full court press for Lehman. Same 5 for both teams here.
So Baruch is taking some punches from Lehman. That's what we're going to see all night. Let's see if Baruch can punch back.
The Bearcats this season have made the Arc Arena a fortress. 8-2 here at the Arc as they have their final 2 games of the season as Fair knocks it down on the near side wing. A big 3 to tie things up. A contested 3 from Fair, and he leads the Bearcats with 6.
Fair lock and loads. He's off to a great start, both offensively and defensively. Baruch needs to stop now.
Fernandez shoots and knocks it down, answering with a 3 of his own. The southpaw, good 2 of 2 from downtown.
So early momentum shifts here by both teams.
Nicholson now out to Purisic. Purisic into the lane, going against Paris, able to finish past Kamara. Nice play there with the outstretched right arm.
Purisic with the great body control, wiggled his way with the right hand.
Fernandez now over to Gethers. Hands off to Paris. Paris brings it low, gives it outside to Fernandez. Now up top to Feldman.
They have to locate the shooters now for Lehman.
10 seconds on the shot clock. Feldman loses the dribble. Now outside to Kamara. Inside to Paris. Paris going to work against Purisic. He gets fouled underneath.
Well, Fair did a great job helping out. I didn't hear any contact. Heard a lot of ball on that. Good play by Fair, converging.
And that's a rough foul if you're the Bearcats. Lehman only had 3 to shoot. So Mo Idrisu into the game.
But that's a good
Lehman.
foul, David, because Fair wants to swarm the post players.
So now Feldman over to Fernandez. Fernandez quickly D'd up outside to Feldman. His 3 no good. It's going to be Fair on the rebound for the Bearcats.
Vaughn is in the game now, and they got to go to him and get him in the rhythm early, get him some touches.
So now Fair, he's going to drive left against Gethers. Spin move in the lane. He'll pull up. His shot no good. He was fouled on the arm as he was shooting, so he'll go to the line to shoot 2, and that's the first foul on Gethers.
If Baruch puts it up, the volleyball player that Vaughn is going to be able to get above the Lehman defense.
And Fair good on the first.
Nice to see Fair off to this strong start. He's a catalyst for this team.
And good on the second. Baruch have a 1-point lead. And Feldman now into the front court. Handoff to Fernandez. Takes the pick from Gethers. Nicholson trying to get around it. Does. Pass through Gethers. Gets through his hands. Now Gerard Nicholson right into the lane for the Bearcats. They're going to say it was on the floor. No shot. So it'll be a foul there on Feldman. It'll stay Baruch's ball underneath.
Gerard Nicholson, David, we say every game he's like a football cornerback. He has a nose for the ball.
Marquise Johnson into the game for Gethers. It'll be Nicholson to inbound underneath. It's both Nicholson's, Purisic, Fair, and Vaughn on the floor for the Bearcats. And Nicholson came back. Ooh, passes a bit behind him. Nicholson's going to pull the 3 anyway. Shot barely hits iron, but Purisic out on the rebound. Now Gerard Nicholson takes his brother's place. Shot no good. Rebounded there by Fair underneath. He's quickly doubled. Finds Devin Nicholson underneath. He's fouled in the act of shooting and will go to the line to shoot 2. Baruch getting second and third opportunities there.
Baruch's aggressiveness is really, keeping them in the possessions here.
And Devin Nicholson good on the first.
Nicholson has been scoring in big bunches of late.
And knocks down the second as well. Baruch extend their lead to 3, and it'll be Feldman to walk things up for the Lightning.
Big stop here for Baruch as the momentum is shifted over to Baruch now. Got to locate the shooters of Lehman.
Feldman has it up top, gives it over to Idrisu. Kamara calling for it underneath, back to Idrisu on the near side. His pass was tipped. I think it was Gerard Nicholson who got the tip. Now Devin Nicholson up ahead. Here on the near side wing, it's going to be Purisic into the lane, outside of Gerard Nicholson, up top to Devin. Step back 3. He might have been on the line. Either way, shot no good off back iron, and it'll be Fernandez who comes away with it for the Lightning.
Nicholson playing with tremendous confidence, looking for his shot.
Feldman has it up top. Baruch in the 2-3 zone. The Nicholson brothers up top in the zone.
Hands and feet got to keep moving for the Bearcats. You got your rim protector and Vaughn down low in case they come in.
Ooh, nice play there by Feldman. Gets into the lane. He can't finish. Purisic comes away with that rebound, and he'll give it up ahead to Fair in the front court. Fair thinks about the shot. Goes into Johnson. Curls back out. Now Purisic into the lane. He has some space. High arcing shot is good, and I think it might have been Kamara who got a piece. Either way, Purisic able to force it home.
Looked like some contact, David. Could have been an N1. Purisic, good patience.
He waited for his opening and took it, as it's now Fernandez on the far side looking for options. Feldman straight on 3. Shot a little too strong. Kamara gets the rebound in the lane. Can't finish. Vaughn soars for the rebound. Pulls it down for the Bearcats, and it's Devin Nicholson quickly the other way into the front court. Goes past Fernandez. Step back jumper. And he knocks it down over the outstretched arm of Fernandez.
D. Nicholson playing with a lot of confidence, looking for a shot. And Vaughn is just such a presence down low, really giving Lehman some things to think about.
And it's Feldman over here on the near side, over to Fernandez, back to Feldman. We've seen the Lightning get stagnant on the offensive end the last few possessions, already down to 7 seconds on the shot clock. Idrisu, wow, what a move there, going around the big fella, Vaughn underneath.
Well, a shout out to him. Vaughn ready to send that to Lexington Avenue, David.
Some nice body control in the air by Idrisu. Mo Idrisu now the senior, 4th game here at the Arc Arena. And they're going to say Nicholson traveled. Ooh, that was quick. Maybe I didn't see it, but it's going to go back to the Lightning.
One of the few mistakes the Bearcats have made early on here. But they have to remain poised. They're at home. Defend your home court.
And another 4-year player, Gethers, checks into the game.
Gethers is a very tough player for Lehman.
And just like that, Muhammad Guy checks into the game as well for the Bearcats. Good to see Guy back. He's missed a handful of games over the last few weeks with a foot injury. I know Coach Alisi has to be happy to have him back in the rotation.
Well, with Guy and Vaughn in the game, you got real rim deterrence.
And now Johnson has it inside. He's falling down just like that, Joe. Guy gets his first block back. However, right outside to Idrisu, shot no good. Kamara knocks it down. Gethers is fouled on the interior, and it's going to be a side out for the Lightning.
Yeah, what I'm telling you, the front court depth that Coach Alisi has is really something. And we must admit the guards have been playing well as an ensemble.
And now it's Donnellan into the game as Nicholson comes to the bench. Ball off of Johnson. They're going to say it went off Johnson last. They're going to say it stays right there. And it's going to stay with Lehman right underneath. They have 14 seconds to shoot, coming in on the midway point of the first half.
Osorio really active out there.
Now
I was a travel, but no call.
Ooh, nice defense there by Osorio, denying the pass into the corner to Feldman, who may have had an open look had that pass gone through. It'll be Gethers to inbound, 9 seconds on the shot clock. Up top to Feldman on the Bearcat symbol. Bounce pass inside. It's going to be a kick ball on Donnellan, and that's unfortunate because that's going to give them a fresh 20 when they were down to 5 seconds on the shot clock.
Baruch defensively really has come to play tonight.
To your point, Joe, a lot of energy up top in the zone, and then you have Muhammad Guy who can shift over to one of those perimeter spots in the zone because you have Vaughn in the middle.
And when you talk about a fence down low, David.
And Osorio comes away with the steal. Hands it off to Devin Nicholson. He pulls the three, and he knocks it down over the outstretched arm of Isaiah Gethers. Baruch lead 22-14.
D. Nicholson feeling it.
He's got 7 now, coming off strong back-to-back games, including 2 games ago here. Had a career-high 38 points against Hunter.
There's Vaughn and also Muhammad Guy defensively.
So now Guy on the far side working on Idrisu. Gives it off to Donnellan. Donnellan going against Johnson. Finds Osorio on the bounce pass. Nice finish there by Osorio at the rim.
Donaldson finding a driving Osorio and great body control.
And Lehman want to talk things over as Baruch have extended their lead to 10, 24-14. We'll step aside. You're watching Baruch basketball on YouTube channel Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting. And welcome back to the Arc Arena. A tick under 9 minutes remaining here in the first. Baruch are leading by 10. It's the biggest lead of the game. It'll be Lehman's ball side out on the far side of the gym. And we do have some subs in the game. Now in the game for Lehman, number 31, Jaden Stevens, and Kai Paris has also checked back into the game. The Bearcats going with the same 5. It's Donnellan, Devin Nicholson, Vaughn, Guy, and Osorio with Stevens going inside, finding Paris, who finds Kamara, and Lehman really able to stop the Baruch run there.
But they were able to, do it where Guy or Vaughn wasn't.
And you kind of have to, right? As Guy thinks about the shot, gives it off to Osorio, now provides the pick to Osorio.
They're going to have to look for Donnellan to shoot while he's in the game.
An Osorio shot, no good, and Lehman unable to save it, so it's going to stay right there with the Bearcats.
Everybody's keying on Osorio and Nicholson, and that might free up Donnellan, and he can knock down the threes.
Bearcats looking for their first. Actually, scratch that. It'll be Donnellan up top on with Feldman all over him. Here comes the pick from Vaughn. Donnellan goes right, finds the cutting. Osorio goes through his hands, though, and it's going to go back to the Lightning. Maybe a little too hard there for the cutting Osorio by Donnellan.
But Donnellan has been successful making that kind of pass. And I think him and Osorio are both on the same page.
Now Feldman has it on the near side wing. Bounce pass into the corner to Stevens. Inside to Kamara. Nope, right into the waiting hands of Osorio, though, for the Bearcats. He's trying to get past Stevens, gives it off to Nicholson. Nicholson in the lane, free throw line jumper, and that hits the bottom of the net.
Once Nicholson does that hard dribble, awfully tough to stop. Jerry West would appreciate that.
He leads all scorers now with 9. Now Stevens on the far side. Bounce pass inside to Kamara. One dribble. Floater in the lane. No good. Ball still loose. Batted around. Gannon, who just checked back into the game, pulls down that rebound as Vaughn has come to the bench.
Well, you lose nothing when you have Pirsic and Gannon in the front court for Coach Alisi.
So now it's Gannon. He'll pull straight on three, and he knocks it down. A big three from Michael Gannon, his first points of the night.
Welcome back, Michael Gannon. Again, remember, the front court depth of Baruch is really impressive.
Feldman now here on the near side, gives it off to Stevens. Jab step. Trying to find a cutter. He does in the name of Geathers. Geathers shot blocked underneath by Gannon. Ball still loose. Pirsic is the one who corrals it, and now it'll be Osorio to push it into the front court.
The length of Gannon can make that happen.
Devin Nicholson, far side three. Ooh, off front rim. No good. And Paris able to pull that down for the Lightning. It'll be Feldman now to bring it into the front court.
We're playing racehorse basketball now, but Baruch has to, stay tight. They have the lead.
And Stevens' shot no good. It might have been blocked underneath by Gannon as well. And here comes Donnellan for the Bearcats. He slows things up in the front court. Nope, now he'll step into a three. Shot off right rim, no good. Ball batted around, still loose. Osorio hits the deck. It's off Feldman's foot, still loose. Nicholson hits the deck, and Feldman does come away with it. Now over to Stevens, right into the lane. Shot no good. Kamara's able to clean things up and lay it in for the Lightning.
Well, Kamara just happened to just be there, and the ball went into his hands. But Gannon is making Lehman think twice.
So it's Donnellan on the far side. Feldman on him. Up top to Osorio. Ball swung around the perimeter to Nicholson. He's going to go past Stevens into the lane. Reverse layup. His shot was blocked, though, by Kamara. Now it's outside to Donnellan. Donnellan behind the back dribble. Gives it off to Pirsic. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Pirsic's going to put it up. Shot no good. And they're going to say he was fouled underneath. The foul there is going to be on Stevens with 1 second left. Baruch getting bailed out there. And it'll be side out for the Bearcats with a fresh 20.
Gannon's so active underneath, just coming up with loose balls.
So Osorio and Donnellan out for the Bearcats. It's Fair and Nicholson back into the game. Baruch trying to get the ball in bounds here. It's in near side to Pirsic. Pirsic going to drive. He's too far into the basket. Finds Gannon, though. His shot was turned back. Nicholson pull-up shot from the elbow. No good off right rim. And Paris comes away with the rebound. I feel like Baruch was just working a little too quickly. They could have bided their time a little bit more since they got the fresh 20.
Well, they didn't have a lot of room to work with, David.
Right, I thought you would pull it out and reset. You had the time on the clock.
They forced them in. Well, there's Gathers, who can hurt them, so they have to be aware of him. He's been quiet so far. But Baruch has to really use movement and get some room for themselves.
And that's Gether's first basket on the night. He averages close to 23 a game. Pick there from Gannon. Nicholson takes it right into the lane, over to Fair. Near side three in the corner. Ooh, around and out. Gannon clean it up on the glass, and he's able to put it back.
What a big contributor Gannon's been since Coach Alisi inserted him back in the lineup.
And now Gethers puts it on the deck. He goes into the lane. His shot may have been altered by Gannon, but Gethers comes away with the rebound. Now it's into the near side corner to Adrisu, back to Gannon. Gethers inside to Paris. His shot off back iron, no good. And it'll be Piersick who comes away with the rebound, and Nicholson to walk things up.
Baruch has to be careful. Lehman's getting a lot of close shots to the basket, uncontested.
So Nicholson bounce pass inside to Gannon. Nicholson runs through. Gannon calls for the clear out. Gannon fadeaway shot, no good. A little too short off front iron. And it's going to be Gethers who comes the other way with it for the Lightning. Now it's over to Feldman. His pass going to Fernandez on the far side, knocked out of bounds against by Fair, excuse me. And it'll be Osorio to check back into the game, along with Akil Vaughn, as Devin Nicholson and Gannon come to the bench.
Baruch would like to take a 10-point lead, at least into halftime.
That's where things stay now, as it'll be Feldman on the center circle.
They can't let Lehman back in with the three ball. Locate the shooters.
And it's Feldman now here on the near side. Osorio closes him out. Feldman into the lane. Shot over the outstretched arm of Osorio. Rebounded finally there by Fair, and he'll come the other way with it for Baruch.
Great substitution by Coach Alisi to put Vaughn in, because Vaughn is going to be a rim protector.
And Osorio looking for options. Vaughn's that guy. He catches it inside, puts it a little too low. And they're going to say 3-second violation against Vaughn, and it's going to go back to Lehman.
Yeah, Vaughn didn't catch it, so he fumbled and made him stay in the lane longer, Dave.
So now Adrisu gets the ball at the midway stripe, and Feldman able to get it into the front court. Now Feldman, bounce pass inside to Gethers. Gethers brings it back out here on the near side wing. Spin move against Osorio. Gethers in the lane. His shot easily blocked by Vaughn. It's going to go off Osorio last, and he'll stay right there with the Lightning. They have 9 seconds to shoot.
Dave, after this game, I want to look at Gannon, Vaughn, and Guy and watch the deflections that they have caused.
Gethers gets the inbound straight on. Now Feldman in the corner, open three. Shot no good. Fernandez pulls down the rebound. Throws it right out to Gethers. He's going to step into one, and he knocks it down. And, Joe, that's someone you can't have to get going.
We can't have them hit threes because, now we're down to 7.
And Gethers also his second bucket in a few minutes here, as Vaughn is fouled underneath as he went up. Couldn't finish, and Adrisu's going to get called for that one. And that'll send Vaughn to the line to shoot 2.
When Vaughn learns how to finish, he's going to be illegal, David.
And Vaughn off on the first. And Vaughn off on the second. Piersick bats it out right to Vaughn. Nice play there by Akil Vaughn. Now to Gerard Nicholson.
They got to go back to Vaughn if they can.
And Osorio telegraphed that pass. Paris can't lay it in. Fernandez also off on the putback, and Osorio comes down with it.
Well, Lehman tried to be a little too cute, and that cost him.
So now Fair, jab step. He loses it off his leg, and now Paris comes the other way and lays it in with the right hand.
Well, we need to protect the ball. We had the lead, David.
So Nicholson into the lane. He pulls it up from the block. No good. Feldman comes away with that rebound.
Too quick.
The lead's only 5. A minute and a half remaining here in the first. Feldman into the lane. He's fouled outside. That's only Baruch's 3rd team foul, so it'll be underneath for the Lightning.
Baruch is playing too fast. They need to bring it out, work the clock a little. They had a 10-point lead, and Lehman's cut into it.
So inbound to Adrisu, up top to Fernandez. Ball swung around the perimeter. It's Paris on the far side wing. Gives it up top to Feldman. Over to Paris on the baseline. Gives it inside to Adrisu, and that's just too easy for the Lightning.
Well, they took away the outside shot, but they left Adrisu wide open for a layup.
So Fair covered by Gethers. Fair into the lane. Nope, we almost lost it into the hands of Purisic, though. Now Purisic into the lane. Outside to Fair on the near side. He thinks about the shot, puts it on the deck, has to pull it back out. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Gerard Nicholson calling for the pick. Takes it left from Vaughn. Nicholson right into the lane. He steps back. His shot was blocked, and it was Gethers on the block, and it's going to be a shot clock violation against the Bearcats. And Lehman have an opportunity to tie here with 38.2 remaining here in the first. What was once a 10-point lead has been withered away. Only 3 now for the Bearcats.
Well, Lehman turned up the heat defensively on the last few possessions against Baruch.
So it's Fernandez now up top to Feldman.
They got to watch the people going baseline as well as take away the 3.
Feldman has it over to Gethers here on the near side. Baruch close him out. Now Paris at the free throw line. And Vaughn a little slow to close out. And it's a 1-point lead for the Bearcats. 5 seconds remaining here in the first. Gives it off to Devin Nicholson. Far side 3, around and out. No good. Paris on the rebound. And he can't get anything off. It would have been 3/4 court either way. And just like that, a 9-0 run for Lehman to end the first. Baruch lead 31-30. We'll be right back with more of your second half game of your doubleheader between Lehman and the Bearcats.
Hi, everybody, Baruch Nation. We have a special guest, came all the way from Long Island to be with us tonight. He's a member of the Baruch basketball family, Gary Ciano. Gary, welcome, as always.
Good evening, Joe. How are you?
I'm great. I just want to ask you very quickly what you think of the first half. Baruch up 10, and now we go into the locker room up 1.
They played really well for the first 16, 17 minutes, but Lehman's a very good team. They do some really good things, and it's not a surprise that they came back and cut the lead to 1. I'm just happy we have the lead going into halftime.
Yeah, what do you think you'd like to see Baruch adjust coming into the second half?
The live ball turnovers. They had a lot of turnovers that turned into easy baskets, so hopefully if they can minimize that,
I'll tell you, this guy Vaughn, he's getting better and better. If he just can finish, we have something, because when him and Muhammad Guy are in the lineup. But you know what? I marvel at Coach Alisi's in-game adjustments. He seems to put the right guy in at the right moment, which he did a couple of times. But, Gary, what's happening with your son? Your son playing baseball for Manhattanville.
Yes,
What year is he?
He's graduating. He's actually student teaching right now.
Okay, okay.
So for the guys that play, that played under me, the little guy that was running around the gym, he's not so little anymore.
Yeah. No, they grow up fast. But we go into playoffs next week. So there's a big jam between, obviously, Lehman, York, Baruch, obviously John Jay. What do you see happening this final week?
Well, I think it's in tiers right now, so I think tonight's game is obviously important for seeding and for first place. Getting that first two seeds is important to have a bye. And listen, anything can happen in a single game playoff, so they just got to continue being solid like they've been the last couple of weeks.
By the way, I don't know if you know, but Coach Alisi, if he wins, God willing, this would be win number 165 in his career here at Baruch. I think he was a head coach briefly elsewhere, but we don't care.
We don't care about that other
we don't care about that. But listen, shout out to him, product of the great Catholic School League of New York, and of course a protege of Coach Ray Rankus. May he rest in peace. He's always with us at every game. But Gary, the thing I wanted to tell you is look at the roster and look how many people are coming back for next year. So Coach Alisi has the luxury of having a nice little run here at Baruch.
Well, yes, no, absolutely. Listen, the COVID year certainly gave everybody some more eligibility, but it's a core group that stayed together. They do a great job of recruiting.
Tremendous. And the Nicholson, I want to ask you, what do you think about the addition of the Nicholson brothers?
They've been fantastic. They're both solid players, know the game very well. You can see they were well schooled when they were younger. They make all the right plays.
And where did he get Gannon? I mean, Gannon has been unbelievable.
The best description I can give for him, for the older guys, it's Kevin McHale.
Yes.
That's who
I always tell my partner David that his arms staying above, and he's got great post moves. So, what do you look for in the second half from the Bearcats, Gary?
Well, I think they'll play some more zone. They just got to again tighten up the live ball turnovers, and they ran some really good stuff to get the ball inside, and again, just take care of the ball. I think if I'm looking at the stat sheet, it was 8 turnovers. It wasn't the number of turnovers, but the 8 turnovers probably turned in like 12 or 14 points. Out of the 30 that Lehman had. So if they take care of that, they should be fine.
Hey, listen, I'm not happy that you were knocking shots down in the alumni game. You cheated, you practiced, and you came in, and every time I looked up, Gary, knocking down shots.
I think there was a rumor about cheating. I hadn't picked up a ball in 2 years, and I wisely decided to shoot 2 points.
Well, it was shout out to you. It was a great alumni day, and again, you guys, Coach Rankus and Coach Alisi, you're keeping it going. And
I just wanted to give you another loss at an alumni game.
I don't want to talk about that at all because
your coaching record had been pristine. And
I don't like the number 2, whether it's Chinese food or losses to you. So, but anyway, listen, we love you. Thank you for coming by.
Thank you for having me.
And look forward to seeing you. And you're a good luck charm going forward.
I certainly hope so. Hopefully, we're having a nice conversation in about 2 weeks.
Absolutely.
So.
All right. Thank you for coming, Gary.
Thank you, Coach.
All right. Take care.
And welcome back to the Arc Arena. If you're just joining us, we are in the second game of our doubleheader between Baruch and Lehman. In the first game, the women were able to take care of business 58-53, and the men trying to close out the back end of the doubleheader. They were up by 10 with 2.5 remaining here in the first. They go to the locker room with a 1-point lead. They start with the basketball.
So Baruch offensively, again, most of the things were effective in the first half that they tried.
Ooh, open look there to start the second half. Nicholson no good on the three from the near side.
Defensively, they have to locate Feldman and Fernandez, the three-point shooters, as well as Gathers.
And Fernandez comes off a pick around Paris. Thinks about the shot. Parrish jab step at the free throw line. He'll pull, and he's able to rattle that one home, and Lehman have taken the lead.
For some reason, they leave Parrish open.
Can't do that from inside the free throw line, apparently, so it'll be Gerard Nicholson now on the far side. Ball into the hands of Fair. Fair working against Gethers. Gethers outside to Gannon. Gannon gives it off to Osorio. Gannon comes for the pick.
They could do the pick and roll.
Osorio now into Gannon. Gannon working inside. He can't finish. Shot no good. And Paris comes away with the rebound.
Good idea by Baruch. Just didn't finish.
And Coach Alisi yelling for a travel. They may have had a good call there on Paris off the rebound. Now kicked out to Gethers on the far side. Shot no good. It hits the stanchion, and it's going to go back to the Bearcats.
So Baruch has to really have good shot selection offensively. Be a little patient. The shots will come. Set screens for one another.
So Fair has it on the far side wing. Gannon calling for it up top. He gets it. Bounce pass over to the near side to Piersic. Piersic spin move inside. Floater's good with the right hand. Nice move by Emil.
The body control of Piersic is really something admirable. No way you can defend that.
So Kamara has it on the near side elbow. Inside to Paris. Paris drives. Reverse layup. Shot no good. Gannon able to pull down the rebound.
Gannon's length is going to be a problem for Lehman.
And Piersic pulls it back out. Drives into the lane. Floater, Piersic. Shot too strong. No good. Feldman comes away with the rebound. Nice behind the back dribble at midcourt. Now right into the lane. Kicks it outside. Near side to Fernandez. He'll do a step through move. Now Paris pulls from the free throw line once again. Kai Paris wide open. He's going to take that all day, Joe.
Well, I don't think Coach Alisi wants to see more of that because that's become a problem.
Paris has the first 4 points for the Lightning here in the second half. Now Piersic has it in the lane. He's fouled on the way up. Nope, he traveled, and it's going to go back to the Lightning.
Piersic likes to do that fake, and that sometimes gets him into trouble.
Helped him create space. He was just a little overexcited on that move on the inside. So now it'll be Feldman to bring it up for the Lightning. Gets it into the front court. He's on the Bearcat symbol. Paris going to drive right into the lane. Step back over Piersic. Shot no good. Piersic finally closing down on Paris and making life difficult for him. Paris' first miss of the second half.
If you cover Paris, he's going to miss. If you leave him wide open.
Fair loses it. They're going to say it went off of him last, and it's going to go back to the Lightning, and that gets the Lightning bench off their feet.
So Baruch has to just be a little more patient.
So there's an issue with the scoreboard with 16:55 remaining. They're going to talk things over. So we had this issue at halftime of the women's game. The scoreboard just shut off here at the Arc Arena.
Yeah, we need some electricians to be on hand here.
Working to restore the scoreboard. We'll resume as soon as possible. Our first game today.
So Baruch trailing by one right now, 34-33, Joe. back and forth since the beginning of the second half. Any changes you've seen in the first 3 minutes, though, that
Well, this guy Paris has really kind of hurt them being wide open. And those baskets start to mount, 1, 2, 3. And offensively, Baruch is playing a little bit too fast. Needs to slow up. Look for Gannon.
So they're just testing it out here to make sure everything's working. It's 16:55 remaining. It's 34-33.
I think if Gannon and Pierce play off of each other, free themselves, and hopefully Baruch can get the ball into them, they can hurt Lehman.
And so we're all good to go here. It'll be Gethers to inbound right in front of this table here. And it'll be Feldman to start with the ball. He walks it across to the center circle. Gerard Nicholson goes around the pick from Gethers. Now up top to Kamara, trying to go inside against Gannon, trying to finish over Gannon. Shot no good. Piersic bats it up into the waiting hands of Fair. Fair pushing the other way. Fair spins out, gives it up top to Osorio. Osorio into the lane. He's fouled as he gets the shot off. Fernandez on the foul. Shot was no good, but it'll send Osorio to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, things have been physical all night. I think the referees have to call a little bit more. They're letting a little bit go.
This will be the 7th and 8th free throw for the Bearcats. Lehman has yet to visit the free throw line on the evening. And Osorio knocks down the first. He's got 6 points, 3 rebounds, and a pair of assists. Go along with 3 steals, so he's doing it on both ends, this Saeed Osorio.
Yeah, he came out with a lot of energy from the get-go.
And good on the second.
Between Fair, Nicholson, and Osorio, you have a very high-energy backcourt.
So it's Kamara up top over to Paris on the far side wing. Gethers curls out. Fair still all over him. Gethers right into the lane. Nice scoop layup by Gethers as he's able to finish right at the rim.
Gethers a very athletic player. Luckily, has been quiet for the most part tonight for Lehman.
Now Piersic into the lane. He's fouled on his way to the basket.
I believe if Piersic went to the basket, he would get fouled every time by Paris because Paris is playing straight up.
Especially if Piersic's able to get that step as he did on that last possession. So it'll be Nicholson to inbound underneath.
Yeah, they need to go into Gannon, get Gannon some touches.
Now Piersic going to work on Paris. Gives it outside to Fair. He wants it back. Paris all over him. Now Nicholson right into the lane. Shot too strong, no good. Gethers soars for the rebound, and he brings it down for the Lightning. It's Feldman into the front court. Gethers straight on. Nice pump fake there. Able to get right into the rim. They're going to call a blocking foul against Gannon.
Well, you know what? He took off, David, and I believe that he was airborne. So how do you call that?
Though Gannon had the position there, he might have been a little too deep inside the paint. So it'll send Gethers to the line to shoot 2.
I mean, Gethers was airborne, but
Gethers on the season an 81% free throw shooter. So very strong from the line as he knocks down the first.
now notice he's starting to wake up. He wasn't a big factor in the first half. He can hurt you. He hurt Baruch at Lehman earlier in the year.
And now he has 8. 3 players with 8 for the Lightning. And Joe, to your point with Gethers, he really got off. He really turned them around late in the first half, when they cut the 10-point deficit to 9. Gethers really led that charge. 2 big threes in that stretch.
Very athletic, strong body.
So Osorio has it now on the Bearcat symbol. Gives it off to Gannon on the near side. Piersic calling for it against Paris. Now Nicholson has it up top. Fair on the near side. Gannon calling for it on the interior. Fair has to hand off to Nicholson. Nicholson looking for options. 6 seconds to shoot for the Bearcats. Osorio hits the deck. Ooh, he tripped. They're going to say he tripped on the way down. He was tripped on the way down, and the foul there is going to be on Feldman. Coach Truman not happy with that call. Thought Osorio was already falling, as now Osorio has it in his hands up top, covered by Fernandez. Founds the cutter in Purisic. Purisic, oh, he took too many steps, and it's going to go back to the Lightning. Great play there by Purisic to get the defender in the air, but he took too many steps before he went up with it.
Great pass, but he went into the land of giants, so there's nothing he could do. He had to stop. Big stop here for Baruch, down 3.
Pick there from Kamara. Feldman goes around it, gives it off to Fernandez. Fernandez has to corral that pass. A little bit behind him from Feldman. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Lehman looking for options. It's up to Kamara, over to Paris on the far side.
Baruch doing a good job taking away the 3 ball from Lehman.
Geathers pull up from the free throw line, and he knocks it down, and Geathers is the first player for either team to be in double digits tonight. He's got 10.
Well, that was a 2.
Fair has it out. Geathers all over him. Bounce pass to Gannon up top. He's looking for options up top to Osorio. Osorio takes the pick from Gannon left. Osorio into the lane. Reverse layup is good. Nice move there by Osorio. And Coach Alisi wants timeout with 14:06 remaining here in the ballgame. Baruch trail by 3. You're watching Baruch Basketball on YouTube channel, Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting. So all the technical difficulties worked out here. Had issues with the scoreboard. We had a little bit of an issue in the first half with that as well, but we seem to be good to go.
Yeah, my fear, David, is the players are not really warmed up now. It's a little chilly here in the Arc, and I'm worried about pulled muscles.
Well, hopefully that slows down Isaiah Gethers, who's having a monster game now with 12 points, since about 2.5 remaining in the first half, as Gethers has it now, covered by Nicholson, Swung around the perimeter. Now it's Kamara. Bounce pass inside, trying to get to Paris. His shot contested by Osorio, who comes down with the rebound.
Good hands by Baruch in the interior. That's what they're going to have to do.
Baruch trail by 3, 40-37. They were up by as much as 10 in the first half. Devin Nicholson now into the game. It's the Nicholson brothers, Osorio, Purisic, and Gannon on the floor.
Devin needs to bring his mojo to the attack.
Open look for Gerard Nicholson, no good. And it'll be Paris who comes down with the rebound, and Feldman to bring it into the front court.
D. Nicholson has been hot lately. Hopefully he stays hot here in the second half.
Paris thinks about the shot. Gannon forces him into a drive, and he's fouled on the way up. Gannon and Paris both hit the deck awkwardly, and it'll be Paris at the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, I think that Paris was falling away, and he was losing the angle, and then Gannon fouled him.
So 13 minutes even remaining here in the ball game. Lehman lead by 3. Paris off on the first. Kai Paris, a 71% free throw shooter on the season.
Well, again, we said early on this is a heavyweight fight. Baruch and Lehman exchanging punches. Lehman is punching back now, so Baruch has to compose themselves and get it going and punch back.
And Paris rattles home the second. It's a 4-point game. So now Donnellan, who's also into the game. He'll curl back. Gives it off to Muhammad Guy. Guy out to Osorio on the far side. Osorio looking for options. Gethers all over him. Bounce pass to Guy on the far side. He'll pull the 3. And he's able to get that line drive shot to go. A big 3 there from Muhammad Guy.
When Guy, you know what he's going to bring defensively, but anything offensively is big for Muhammad Guy.
So now it's Fernandez here on the near side. Up top to Feldman on the Bearcat symbol. Gives it over to Gethers on the far side. He'll pull the 3, and he answers on the other end. Isaiah Gethers, a big shot. He's got 15.
Well, Lehman punches back, but Baruch has to stay composed.
Donald into the lane. Offensive foul as Feldman got pushed, and it's going to go back to the Lightning. And you can feel a little bit of momentum swing here, Joe.
Well, Baruch has to remain composed, and they have to rely on their leaders. Right now, Donnellan is their veteran on the court. He's got to kind of set the tone here.
So Fernandez has it on the near side, up top to Feldman. A little bit of a 2-man game. Bounce pass intended for Paris. Went off the thigh of Osorio, and it.
Right now, defensively, they have to locate Gethers. Where is he on the court?
And he's on the near side as we speak, but it's ball's on the far side to Fernandez, now up top to Feldman. Feldman has it into the hands of Gethers. Gethers looking for options inside, instead back to Feldman. Inside to Idrisu. Idrisu, step through move. Shot blocked though by Akil Vaughn, one of Joe's favorites, and Guy comes away with the rebound.
Well, what a great time for Coach Alisi to put Vaughn in the game when we need a momentum switch.
And Donnellan trying to find Vaughn there on the offensive end, just overthrown just a hair as Vaughn couldn't corral. Now Gethers has it up top. Crossover move on Donnellan. Outside to Feldman here on the near side. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Now up top to Gethers. Donnellan closes out. Shot no good. And it'll be Osorio who comes away with that rebound. Now Devin Nicholson. He goes up with it. Fouled on the way. And he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
2 key substitutions by Coach Alisi, putting D. Nicholson back in the game and Vaughn. 2 guys that are going right to work.
And Nicholson, one of the best free throw shooters on the Bearcats only behind his brother Gerard Nicholson, shooting 82% off on the first.
Well, we did the broadcaster's jinx on him.
I guess blame me for that miss.
Yeah. But again, Nicholson, he's in a rhythm.
And good on the second.
So
Nicholson, the first player in double figures for the Bearcats.
Big defensive stop now by Baruch. Has to change this momentum.
Now Fernandez over to Adrisu on the near side.
Good
Stevens,
activity by Baruch.
Nice block there. I think it was Osorio. Might have been Vaughn as well. Got the block on Adrisu on the inside. Now alley-oop attempt going to Vaughn, was knocked away by Stevens, and Lehman quickly coming the other way. And foul there is going to be on the floor. See who that one's on.
Hey, if anything, I think that was a travel on Gathers.
They're going to call it on Nicholson, coming in on the midway point here in the second half. Don't go anywhere. It's 44-41, a battle for first place. The inbound stolen there by Nicholson. They got a 2-on-1. Nicholson lays it in with the right hand. Smart play there, though, by Fernandez not to foul.
Yeah, but again, Nicholson, he's the guy. He's your guy now to lift you out of this little funk, so to speak.
So now Stevens has it on the far side. Crossover move. Gives it off to Fernandez in the corner. Near side to Gathers. Ooh, Osorio, just a little too much from Osorio there as he was trying to close out Gathers. And it's going to be side out right in front of the Bearcats bench.
Well, both teams playing at a high level, so you're going to get fouls like that, a high level of intensity. So much on the line in this game.
Nice move there. Spin move by Feldman, and he's able to get the floater to go.
Well, Feldman will hit you with shots like that as well as the three ball. But listen, Vaughn and Muhammad have to take that away.
And Guy knocks down his second three of the game from the far side. We're all tied up at 46-46.
Again, Coach Alisi putting the right guys in at the right time to contribute.
And that almost was stolen there by Osorio. Now Feldman has it up top. He's going to pull the deepest of threes. Shot no good. But Idrisu able to get the rebound, spin move, and able to lay it over the outstretched hand of Muhammad Guy.
Well, Idrisu had no business getting that rebound.
Donnellan looking for options. Outside to Nicholson, over to Osorio now. Guy on the center symbol. Donnellan on the far side. Finds the cutting Osorio. And he's able to finish with the right hand. And Baruch have their first lead of the second half.
Donnellan again with a great pass and a great cut by Osorio.
Feldman looking for options. Gives it over to Gathers on the far side. Now inside to Fernandez. Inside-outside game. Idrisu's three. Long rebound. No good. And Donnellan comes away with the rebound. And he's quickly fouled by Paris, who was also trying to run that one down.
Donnellan, a tough player. He takes a lot of bruising out there, but comes up for more.
So it's going to be a timeout for Coach Schulman and the Lehman College Lightning. We're all tied up at 48. 8:37 remaining. We'll be right back with more Baruch College basketball. So it'll be fair to inbound on the far side, all tied at 48.
So Baruch has to do a little bit more what they did. Donaldson and Osorio cutting to the basket. Those are going to break down the Lehman defense.
Purisic now, far near side corner. Donaldson's going to pull the three. He knocks it down. Big three there from Sean Donaldson.
There's your veteran hitting the big three. Coach Alisi trusts Donaldson in the game.
So bounce pass over to Geathers. Geathers going to pull a three, trying to answer on the other end. Adrisu able to get the bucket on the rebound, and he's fouled and will go to the line for an opportunity at a three-point play.
Well, talk about acrobatic plays. Adrisu caught that in midair and put it back in.
$51 all. And Kamara will check into the game, as will Feldman. Feldman playing with 3 fouls. We got 8:01 remaining here in the ball game, though, so he'll probably play most, if not all, the way to the finish line.
So Baruch, again, it comes down to shot selection here.
Now Donaldson gets another look, near side three, no good. Ball batted out. Geathers now up ahead to Feldman. Feldman looking for options. His floater off rim, no good. Vaughn's the one who chases that rebound down, and it's going to be Donaldson the other way into the front court working on Feldman. Crossover move into the lane. Looking for options. Bounce pass out to Devin Nicholson. He'll pull the three straight on. No good. It's going to go out of bounds last off Baruch, and it's going to go back to the Lightning.
Well, Baruch got a good shot from Nicholson, just a little bit off left. But again, composure by Baruch.
So Feldman now over to Fernandez. Back to Feldman. Geathers, he gets fouled on the way in. They're going to say the shot doesn't count. And it's going to be a foul on Vaughn, so it'll be side out for the Lightning.
Baruch has to understand that Geathers is so athletic that as soon as he gets a chance to put it on the floor, he will.
And Geathers good on the first.
This is going to be key for the next 7 minutes. How do you stop Geathers?
And that means that the Lightning are already in the bonus. And good on the second, 53 to 51.
He's a good foul shooter, and he wants to get to the line, if not hurt you from his perimeter game.
So now Purisic takes the pick from Vaughn. Now outside to Donaldson here on the near side. Looking for options, bounce pass to Nicholson. Nicholson pull up from the elbow, and he knocks it down.
Great hard dribble leading to that open shot by Nicholson.
He's got 14 to lead the Bearcats. Geathers leads all scorers with 17.
So Vaughn has got to protect the rim now big time.
Feldman now has it on the near side wing. Crossover move, gives it over to Adrisu.
Baruch has to look for cutters behind Vaughn and Purisic.
Three there, rounding out, no good. And Donaldson comes away with the rebound. Over to Purisic here on the near side. Purisic curls back, has Fair, clears him out. Gives it up top to Devin Nicholson. Devin Nicholson in the lane. His shot, no good. He had to alter a shot in the air. Good defense there by Fernandez from Lehman.
Well, I'll tell you, they could have called that a foul on Fernandez.
Feldman over to Geathers on the far side. Looking for options, bounce pass. Now it's over to Fernandez here on the baseline, and who knocks it down?
Baruch has to locate Fernandez. He's a knockdown shooter.
So Donaldson here on the near side wing. Bounce pass inside to Purisic. Ooh, he had to alter his shot. May have been some contact there. No call, and it's Adrisu who comes away with the rebound.
The referees have lost their whistles.
Near side three. Ooh, around and out, no good. Fernandez trying to get that one to go And now Purisic brings it into the front court.
Big time rebound by Vaughn.
Donnellan steps into a three. He knocks it down. Sean Donnellan. And Coach Alisi wants to talk things over. 5 minutes, 10 seconds remaining. We'll be right back with more Lehman and Baruch. You're watching Baruch Basketball on YouTube channel, Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting. Both teams breaking the huddle. It's going to be Vaughn, Fair, Purisic, Donnellan, and Devin Nicholson for the Bearcats. It's Fernandez, Feldman, Gethers, Idrisu, and Kamara for the Lightning. And it'll be Feldman to walk things up. And Sean Donnellan looking to pick him up 3/4 court.
Donnellan really playing with tremendous confidence right now for the Bearcats.
And interesting to note here, Joe, looks like the Bearcats have switched back to man here on the defensive end.
Well, it's still going to come preventing interior shots.
And Gethers gets doubled on the far side. He throws it out of bounds, and it's going to go back to the Bearcats. He was trying to do the old schoolyard play of throwing the ball, off of Purisic, and I just think he missed.
But great play by Fair, who converged.
Donnellan walking things up. 4:40 remain here in the ball game. Devin Nicholson now on the near side. Akil Vaughn has it. Hand off to Purisic. Purisic into the lane. Onto the near side to Donnellan. Donnellan into the lane himself. Gives it out to Devin Nicholson on the near side wing. Calling for the pick from Vaughn. Takes the pick from Vaughn. Now over to Purisic. Near side shot. No good. Short. Vaughn gets the rebound. He's fouled on the way up, and he'll go to the line to shoot two.
I'll tell you, Vaughn had a great angle to put it back, but luckily he gets fouled. Great position by Vaughn. Big foul shots coming up for the big guy.
Vaughn around and out on the first. Paris will check back into the game. He had a strong start, Joe, to the second half.
Yeah, I mean, Paris with wide open shots opened up the second half for Lehman.
He's got 9 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 steals. Throwing a block there for good measure. Vaughn no good. Once again, that rebound tapped back out to him, and Baruch get a fresh 20. Behind the back dribble for Donnellan. What a move! And he finishes at the rim.
Sean Donnellan coming to play tonight.
So Feldman has it on the Bearcat symbol. Takes the pick right from Paris. Donnellan still all over Feldman. Donnellan giving you some great minutes on both ends of the floor. He has 6 points and 5 assists, but he's been covering Feldman tight, one of Lehman's best players.
But again, great substitution by Coach Alisi to put him in. And again, Coach Alisi must have felt Donnellan tonight.
And Gethers all hits the first.
Well, we can't keep putting Gethers at the line because he's an excellent free throw shooter. And he's getting free points.
And good on the second. 58-56, Baruch lead.
So again, shot selection, big time here. Baruch has to be patient.
It's Devin Nicholson on the far side. Inside to Vaughn, right-handed hook shot, no good, and Feldman comes away with the rebound for the Lightning.
Vaughn has got to dunk that if he can.
Ooh, Paris loses it. Ball still loose on the deck, and it's going to be a jump ball. So with 3:15 remaining, it's going to be a full timeout. We'll be right back with more Baruch College basketball. So 3:15 remaining. Both teams break in the huddle. Baruch lead by 2. And Joe, big game here. Winner is going to be in first place in sole possession. And it's huge for Baruch because Lehman are going to travel to Medgar Evers on the last game of the season. Medgar Evers only 1-11 in the conference, whereas Baruch have to go and host John Jay on Tuesday here at the Arc Arena. Ooh, Baruch almost turned it over. They lucked out on that one.
I don't trust Medgar Evers. Coach Nigro's a master at upsetting people.
But I think, you have to handle your own business and control what you can control. And with 3 minutes left here in the ball game, Baruch are controlling an opportunity to win this game. And just like as I say that, they turn it right over.
Well, it's interesting that Vaughn is not in the game now. So that rim protection is on Amir Perisic.
A small lineup, though, for both teams.
Yeah.
Adrisu, that almost got knocked away. And they're going to say he took too many steps. And it's going to go back to Baruch.
So both teams turning it over as the nerves are heating up here late in the game.
Devin Nicholson almost stole that entry pass to Adrisu. It still worked out for the Bearcats. It's Donnellan now.
Shot selection, the key.
Donnellan finds the cutting Nicholson, and he's able to lay it in.
How many good plays has Donnellan done, David, in this game?
I mean, he's definitely given them a jolt off the bench. Not just with his scoring but he's been finding people left and right. He's got 7 assists.
When you don't have those Guy and Vaughn, guys like Gathers can attack the rim. This is a crucial time now for Baruch.
So now Donnellan into the front court. Now over to Fair on the cymbal.
Shot selection again for Baruch. Big.
Donnellan looking for options. Finds Nicholson up top. Fernandez out on him. Nicholson's going to pull. That shot just a bit too short. Ball batted around into the waiting hands of Isaiah Gathers. And Lehman have an opportunity to take the lead. 1:48 remaining here in the ballgame. Gathers going to pull a far side three. Barely grazes iron and goes right into the waiting hands of Emil Purisic.
Now Donnellan can work clock a little bit here, David. We keep stressing good shot selection. Make the possession successful.
Donnellan going one-on-one with Feldman. Donnellan, nice move. Left-handed layup, and he knocks it down. What a play by Sean Donnellan. He's got 8 points.
I wonder what Sean ate before the game.
And Feldman answers on the other end, and timeout for Coach Schulman. Similar moves between Feldman and Donnellan. Baruch are going to take a 1-point lead into the timeout break. We'll step aside and be right back with more Bearcats basketball. So both teams break the huddle. I mean, a battle for first place, and we have a 1-point game with 1:15 remaining here in the ball game, Joe.
So you have the team that you want on the court for Baruch. And again, we keep saying shot selection, no wasted possession.
And it'll be Donnellan here. It's Donnellan, Fair, Osorio, Devin Nicholson, and Purisic. Paris, Idrisu, Gethers, Fernandez, and Feldman on the floor for Lehman. Purisic goes right into the lane. He's fouled on the floor. It's going to be a reach from Fernandez, and that will send Purisic to the line for a 1-and-1.
Purisic had the angle from the beginning. It was a good decision of him just to go.
Purisic knocks down the front end of a 1-and-1. Baruch lost the opener of this season series against Lehman 69-56 on January 18th, a Wednesday night at Lehman, trying to split the season series here with 1:03 remaining here in the ball game, and Purisic knocks down the second.
Gathers hurt them at Lehman, David.
So we are in the final minute of action here in the doubleheader between Lehman and Baruch. Kicked out near side. It's Fernandez. He was looking to get the shot up, but Devin Nicholson closed that one out.
Baruch has to locate shooters. Fernandez gathers. No three. No three. Wants a cutter.
And Paris able to lay it in at the basket. That was too easy for the Lightning.
Well,
it's 64-63.
Again, without Vaughn and Guy, you don't really have a rim protector.
Donnellan takes the pick from Purisic right. Looking for options. Gives it off to Osorio on the near side corner. Now inside to Purisic. He's quickly doubled, and he got fouled underneath and will go to the line to shoot.
Well, Purisic's versatility underneath and outside is paying off for Baruch now.
And Purisic good on the first. Good on the second, and a timeout for Coach Alisi. 23 seconds remaining here in the ball game. We'll step aside. Baruch lead 66-63. .7 seconds remaining here in the ball game. Change here for the Bearcats as it's Muhammad Guy checking into the game. And I think his assignment will be Kai Paris.
Yeah, his assignment will be rim protector. If you're Baruch, you cannot give up the three.
Baruch actually have switched back to the 2-3 zone. It's 66-63, ball into the hands of Idrisu. Now Paris on the far side. 13 seconds remaining here. Gethers, he's going to pull a three. Shot short, no good. Baruch on the rebound.
Well, that was close, David, because two players converged on Gethers, and it was getting close. Luckily, he missed that shot. But again, up 3, you don't want to give up that 3. Piersick at the line. Baruch has to protect the rim now in case of a miss.
Muhammad Guy, great coming in as a defensive substitution there. Great. I mean, only 7 minutes of action coming back from injury. Granted, you knew he was going to play a limited role tonight.
Well,
Six points in 7 minutes.
David, what another key substitution by Coach Alisi, inserting a guy who contributes immediately.
And Baruch now up by 4 with 7 seconds remaining. Make it 5. And Donnellan quickly back into the game as Devin Nicholson will come to the bench.
Piersick, ice in his veins, knocking down foul shot after foul shot with everything on the line.
And now Feldman into the front court. They're going to have to pull quickly. Feldman, high shot off front rim. No good. Baruch on the rebound. And that will do it. Baruch splitting the season series. Winning here 68-63. More importantly, Baruch moving into first place in the CUNYAC Conference.
Well, David, you can't measure the heart of a champion. And led by Sean Donnellan, incredible heart out there. From the get-go, Fair came out good. Sario came out. The substitutions Coach Alisi made. Collectively, a heartfelt win for this Baruch team. And you know what? Again, traditionally, this is the kind of team that Coach Alisi has fielded.
So a pair of 5-point wins for both the women and men basketball teams here at Baruch. Overall, a successful night here at the Arc Arena, and we still got one game left on Tuesday night against John Jay to try to, for the men, wrap up that number 1 seed, and for the women, hold on to that 3 seed.
Well, I feel confident going into next week that this Baruch team trusts each other, and everybody, God willing, is healthy. And they are poised, David, to go for that championship, no doubt.
So, once again, Baruch with the sweep over Lehman, and that will do it for us here at the Arc Arena. Once again, your final scores first in the women's game. Baruch won 58-53, and then in the men's game, in a thriller for first place, the men win 68-63. This broadcast has been in conjunction with the Baruch Athletic Department. For Joe Stolzer, I'm David Just. Have a great night, New York.